another one, man. And I'm excited to bring you this episode. 2022 is almost over. We about to step into 2023. It went by fast, man. It went by fast. But, per usual, we're going to hit you with that year-end wrap-up episode. So that's coming in about 2 weeks. We got another interview tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, next week. And then after that, you'll be hearing me again that following week for the wrap-up episode. And then we getting into 2023, man. I'm excited for what 2023 has. I've been working hard. I got a game plan. I wrote everything down. You feel me? Write it and make it plain. Like I'm ready, yo. I am so ready. I feel like this 2 years we've been at this podcast, this platform, building it. We've accomplished so much, like the fact that I'm here looking in this camera, talking to y'all is like everything to me, man, because this was like a lot of time in the making. It's been a learning curve. It's been a lot going on, but we're here and we're making it happen. So you'll get more of this in a wrap up episode. But today, what I really wanted to talk about, and it's kind of been on my mind for a little bit, just it comes to me and in conversations I've had with other people and just, kind of the state a lot of us find ourselves in, especially if you're my age. I'm 29. I'm going to be 30 next year. We're going big and large for that one. But a lot of people around me, a lot of people I know, and just a lot of people I see just in the interwebs on social media and stuff, a lot of people are really struggling to find what they love, man. To find what they love, and especially people who are already in a creative space and you're already kind of doing what you love, but you're hitting that rut. This is more for you right here. This is kind of just my advice to people. I don't like the word creatives, but if you find yourself in that creative space, you make music, you make videos, you do pictures or whatever it may be, you have your own platform, you have a following, whatever that may be, you're an influencer, because that is a job title nowadays, like influencer, and we did an episode on that. That comes with a tremendous amount of responsibility because what are you influencing people to do? So that tap in on that. But influence versus impact, you type that in, you'll find it. But I just want to give y'all a little bit of advice that I know has helped me and continues to help me each and every day, because if I'm being completely honest with you, this isn't always the easiest thing to do, especially if you're someone like me who has quit your job and does this full time. Like, this is my job now. There are days you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, dang, did I make the right choice? Am I doing the right thing? Is this worth it? Like, what if I fail? What if I do this? What if I do that? And even that questionnaire, what if I fail? It stops so many people from even starting. But then once you start, there's still that, like, what if I fail? You feel me? Because we have this idea of what a benchmark of success is, what it's supposed to look like, how it's supposed to be, how many followers we're supposed to have, how much engagement, how many impressions we're supposed to make, all of these different things. And at the end of the day, the biggest thing you need to understand is, and my first piece of advice to anybody is, just be yourself with whatever content you create. Be yourself. Don't get so heavily involved in the content that you forget who you are. If you're someone who does photography, remember why you picked up that camera and wanted to start taking pictures. If you do videos, remember why you picked up that camera and started taking videos. A lot of times we get so caught up in like, okay, I need to make this post. I got to do this. It needs to look like that. I have to catch this kind of trend. I need to do this. I just need clients right now because I need money. So now I'm not even making what I love. I'm just making something. Don't fall into that, man. And it's very easy to. Even with this podcast, I found myself in a space where it's like, okay, I need guests. And now, I find myself in spaces where I'm getting guests, but like, is this the guest that aligns with the platform? Does this guest make sense? Should I really be working with this guest? Even certain topics, should I really touch on that topic? Should I not touch on that topic? So sometimes you'll find yourself, and we don't really want to say it, but you'll find yourself reaching sometimes. You'll find yourself outside of yourself and where you're just doing something to do it. But in all things, especially in this space, if you're a creator of any sort, be yourself. Remember why you started and tap back into that. For me in this podcast, it started because, one, I wanted to share my story, and two, I wanted to impact others, whether it's through other people sharing their story, knowledge I can give, guests I can bring on, topics we can cover. I'm here to impact lives, talk about wellness. Make sure you go see a therapist. I'm trying to get everybody locked into therapy, man. You talk to me, I'm gonna recommend them. And I'm just here to change lives, man, and do what God would have me do. And at the end of the day, that's all I could ever ask for. And anytime I get outside of that, I feel it. Like anytime I feel like I'm not operating in that space, I feel it. And then it becomes hard to create. You get this mental block. It starts to feel more like a job and less like fun. So in all things, be yourself, especially when I first started too. And I'm navigating social media because that's something you got to learn. Like by default, you you have to be on social media heavy. And I found myself early on with reels and TikToks, like trying to do trends or use trending audios. And I was like, none of this is really me. You feel me? And I was like, dang, I am chasing this trend to get the views, but I'm not being myself. And now you look at my content and I'm just taking clips of the videos like this right here and posting it, and it's resonating with people. And that's me being myself. I didn't have to go outside of it. I didn't have to chase nothing. I didn't have to use a trending audio or a trending dance or do some sort of challenge. Like that worked for me. If you're someone who's in that lane and that's what works for you and that's what you enjoy doing, by all means, continue to do that. If you could find a way to remix it and make it make sense for you, keep doing that. But for me, it just wasn't me. Because if you know me in real life, that is not me at all. You ain't never going to see me doing none of that. So like I said, as always, be true to yourself. So that's step one. The second thing is do what you love. A lot of times people are like, not even just in the creative space, but life in general, right? I don't know what I want to do. I'm getting older. I feel like I just wake up, go to work, and that's it. I don't know what's going on in my life. I feel like my life don't have no purpose to it. And the easiest thing to do is just sit down and ask yourself, what do you love to do? And for me, I love helping people. And I've known that since I was in high school. Was some of that birthed out of trauma? Yes. And I'm starting to realize that. But, it was something positive that was birthed out of it. I'm learning how to manage it, though. I'm not overextending myself for people no more. I'm helping in the right capacities and in the right ways, in the way as I'm led. But I love helping people, man. And that led me to want to be a social worker. Went to school for that. Got the job. Social work wasn't for me. Not in that capacity, not in the way I was doing it, not in the places I worked. It just wasn't for me. And it's led me in so many different directions, this desire to help people. There was a point in time I started my own scholarship. I plan on doing that again. I was heavy in community involvement. I was aligned with a lot of different organizations, doing a lot of different things in the community, especially here in Bridgeport. And now it's evolved into this platform here. And I feel like through this, I've reached way more people than I ever would have sitting behind a desk, calling my clients, doing whatever I was doing with them, trying to help them get benefits or whatever it may be. I make way more of an impact doing this. And this allows me to be myself and not be the system. So I found a way to do what I love and make it make sense for me. And it wasn't easy in the beginning. I had to try one thing, see that wasn't it, but understand I still want to help people find a new way to do it. So if your thing is helping people, find a way that works. If your thing is making people laugh, find a way that works. If your thing is building community, if your thing is making people feel better about themselves, building leaders, if you're someone who loves art or music or entertainment, whatever it is, find what it is that you love to do and that you feel like you can do effortlessly and that just comes naturally to you, and find a way to tap into that. Find a way to make that make sense, and ask God to make it make sense for you. Like where do you want me to go with this gift that you have given me? And let that be what you decide to do. Don't go around chasing something just for the money. I've been there. Like I said in previous episodes, the job I left to do this full time was the most money I was ever making in my life. And it felt good. I promise you it did. But I didn't want to be a paper chaser, man. I didn't want to sit here and be like, dang, how much money does it cost for them to pay me to like give up on my dreams? And I found myself in that space where I was making money and they paid me just enough to wake up and show up and be miserable every day. And, not that I didn't love what I do, but I knew it wasn't something I was about to do for 20 years and then retire. Wasn't no way I was about to do that. So, yeah, you got to find what you love and make it make sense, man. Part 3, or tip number 3. This is one I really struggle with. Rest. When you're in this space of creation, The biggest thing that you need to do is rest. When you rest, it gives you the opportunity to recharge, reset, relax your brain, and just get back to being at peace and being content, man. It's very easy to get caught up in the way we're living now and be like, oh, I gotta post twice a day, every day, or else I'm going to lose engagement. I'm going to lose followers. People aren't going to see me. The algorithm is going to destroy me. I promise you, for the people who really love your content, for the people who really care about what you're putting out, for the people who really care about what you're creating, you taking time off, you taking a day off, even because some of us stress about taking a day off, like take that time off, rest, take a break, take a mental health day. You feel me? Like just relax. You know, if you told them the content was coming on Monday and it happened to come out Tuesday morning, so what? The content got there. Like they're not going to kill you over the schedule or whatever it may be. Like make it work for you. Rest. Don't be that person who's like, and society will tell you that. They'll be like, oh yeah, you know, if you're someone who's an entrepreneur, you got to work 30,000 times harder than someone who's got a 9 to 5, and you got to do this, and you can't sleep, and you work 24/7. And it's like, in some cases, that's true because you have that much to do. But even in that, you can find a day, you can find a moment, you can find a couple hours to just relax. And I'm someone who a lot of times I'll feel guilty, right? I'll feel guilty for not doing something because I'm like, dang, I should be doing something right now. I don't want to seem like I'm lazy. I don't want to seem like I don't care. I don't want to seem like it's not important to me. Dang, what can I do right now? What can I do right now? And then your brain gets so wired into what can I do right now? I need to be doing something. I need to be doing something. And you don't always need to be doing something. You know, it's like when you, let's relate it to plants. I love relating everything to plants. If you relate something to a plant, right? You don't have to water plants every day. Not all plants need water every day. You water it too much, you're going to kill it. If you're out here doing too much and running yourself, running all the tread off your tires, you're going to kill yourself, man. Like you don't want to be so caught up in the work that you lose yourself, that you're tired. You start forgetting who you are. You start becoming your identity is now the content. You don't make time for the people around you. You don't do anything for yourself other than just dive into this work every single day. Like you don't want to be that person. So, you know, number 3 for me, and it's the biggest thing, is rest, 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 rest. And do not feel guilty for resting, man. It is absolutely important. It's vital. You don't want to be one of them people like, and I found myself in these spaces where you up for like 2 days straight where you just working. I remember a couple episodes ago, and I told you I did like 20 something interviews in one day. I remember driving to different states to do interviews. I remember doing multiple interviews here in the crib in the same day. Like it's a lot. And if you don't manage that, what? I even remember back when I was a part of RMF, man, I remember doing an overnight security job in Danbury. Coming off of that job, driving back to Bridgeport to set up for an event. It was a day party. I brought my clothes with me. I built a stage. I had to go pick up a box truck. I built a pool that day. Like I did mad stuff coming off of an overnight shift. And I slept for 20 minutes in the venue at the party and then woke up and continued to like just do everything we had to do. And then went home that night. Like I was up for like 48 hours, it felt like. You don't want to be that person, bro. Like I promise you, it's never, ever been that serious, but we make it that serious because we get so deep into what we do. And we feel like if we're not holding on to this super passionate feeling every single day, then we're not doing the right thing. I promise you, just rest, just rest. So that's 3. Number 4, right? Engage with the people, interact with people. If you're in this creative space or if you're just doing what you love, man, interact with people, engage with people. People need to know that you're real. People need to see your face. You need to be tangible for people. There's a lot of us who just exist online. I find myself sometimes just existing online, and then I get out and I'm like, all right, let me mingle with people. Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me like tap in. Let me show up to something, show my face. People need to feel that they're real, that you're real, you know, and you need to feel tangible to people. People need to be able to physically connect with you. and not just internet connect with you. Make sure your impact is not just felt online, but it's felt in real life. So if you have an online presence, find a way to also make that online presence translate to who you are in real life, or translate to something in real life. If you're a big speaker online, find a way to do an event in real life. Show up to a networking event. If you do videos or whatever it may be, obviously you're out there connecting with people, but you can go to other things, show up to other people's stuff, and connect with people that way, support other people, show up, help other people. If you see someone else who does something, show up and help them. Find ways to get there physically with people, because that's going to resonate with people a lot more, and it's going to make it easier for them to want to support the content that you're putting out. I know for a fact, if I personally know you, I'm more likely to share your content. If I've never met you in my life, but I just met you online and we're online friends, because I've had that before, like, I'm less likely to share your content because I don't really know you. I haven't really connected with you. So especially if you're just starting out in your area, in your town, in your city, please get out there, connect with people, be tangible, be real, engage with the people. And the last two things, so 4 and 5, we kind of going to roll these together. But it's important that you fill a need and add value. Filling a need and adding value. That at the end of the day, that is kind of the root of what we're doing here. Obviously, you need to be yourself, do what you love, rest, engage with the people. But at the end of the day, you're filling a need and you're adding value. What I'm doing here is filling a need in terms of like the advice I give, filling people's emotional needs, expanding people's thought process, engaging in different dialogue, tackling topics that people don't normally touch, talking about something that is very different than what most other men on the internet talk about, and pushing conversations forward and helping people to be the best versions of themselves, man. That's what I'm all about. So I'm filling that need. I'm adding value everywhere I go. And we're making things work, man. We're doing exactly what we need to do. We're exactly where we need to be. And whatever your creative field is, you could be a tap dancer for all I care. You could be a pianist. You could be a ballet dancer, whatever you are. Fill a need, whether that need is for entertainment, the need to feel connected, the need to feel loved, the need to feel beautiful, the need to feel smart, the need to eat. You feel me? The need to sleep somewhere, whatever it may be. We all got needs, and we need other people to help us fulfill some of these needs, like the need for food. Someone has to put the groceries in the grocery store. Somebody got to grow these groceries. Someone got to, put it all there, and then I got to go there and someone's going to sell it to me. Like, we need other people to make things happen. That's kind of a dumbed down example of it. But at the end of the day, fill a need, add value. Don't do anything just to be chasing the money. Do it because you're trying to add value. Everywhere you go, even if it's not something for you, add value. If someone asks you to help them with something, add value. If you see where you can volunteer for something, add value. If you're at a job that you may not necessarily like, but this is where you are in that season, add value. Don't be that person that forsakes where you are because it's not exactly where you want to be at the moment. Everywhere you go, add value, man. Make sure you're working as hard as you can. Make sure you're being diligent. Make sure you're doing the right things, that you're not just lazy, that you're not just taking advantage of the season, or you're just sitting there moping through the season, waiting for this season of your life to change and step into a new season. Each season takes place in your life for a reason, right? Every season in your life has a purpose, and there's something that you need to gain. There's something that you need to learn. There's something that you're going to have to go through, and there's something that there's an objective for it. And you come out on the other side, either obtaining that objective or having to repeat the class at the end of the day. If you don't get what you need to learn in this season in your life that you find yourself in, if you don't get the message, if you don't get the memo, if you don't learn, if you don't meet this objective, you are going to repeat this season. I've been there before. I promise you, you don't want to repeat seasons of your life because you weren't serious enough to understand what is happening, treat it the right way, be serious about it, and make sure that you get everything that you need to get, set the foundation that you need to set so that you have something to stand on for the next season. Sometimes these seasons in your life are about building a foundation. And if you don't build a foundation, what is your house going to stand on? What is your platform going to stand on? What is your content going to stand on? What are you as an individual individual going to stand on? What is your spirit going to stand on? So set a foundation, fill a need, add value, and be a blessing everywhere you go. And this applies to anyone who is a creative content creator, or just you as an individual trying to find your purpose, step into it and walk into it, man. So bringing the list back, we got 6 things on here. Be yourself, do what you love, rest, engage with the people, fill a need, add value, and be great. That's 7 right there. I added that be great one, but continue to be great, man. I love y'all. I hope this works for a lot of you, because I know this is working for me. This is literally what I live by. This is what I do. This is what I try and keep in mind, keep in my heart, and it's going to touch somebody. It's going to make sense to all of you. And I know we good. We good. Y'all going to love it. So I thank y'all for tuning in, man. We will be back next Monday. I got an interview for y'all that's about to be lit. And then after that, 2022 wrap up, man. It has been quite the year for your boy. It's about to get real, man. We've been through a lot, but here we are. I love it. And I love y'all, man. So until next time, this is Daily Dimensions. Peace.